I've got a very specific set of steps that I take, and something felt off.
You know what sucks is my teams are not doing good, but I really don't have bad teams. I'm just underperforming.
Wipe your nose, Jeff.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Boom! Welcome to the Big Honker Podcast.
Get that booger.
Brought to you by Pacific Calls. I'm Jeff Stanfield with the world famous Andy Shaver and the not so famous Tony Stanfield.
Good morning, folks.
We're going to talk about some stuff going on in the world today. The world on fire, conspiracy theories, whatever. Before we get into that, I want to ask you something. I've thought about this. I saw a post yesterday. You know, there's a big increase of autistic kids and Down syndrome kids in the world right now.
I don't know about Down syndrome, but yes, autism is correct.
I think Down syndrome's up too. I do not know. I'm just assuming because you see more of it. But I follow a lot of Instagram pages that's got these Down syndrome kids that have their own. There's a guy that does barbecue. There's a guy named my brother John that's older. There's the Baker Banner guys. And there's a ton of them out there. What do you think is going to happen when these caretakers all go away? I feel sorry for this because it's a situation where a lot of these parents still have these kids at home, and there's functional people with autism and Down syndrome, and there's some that are not so functional, and there's some that can basically live on their own and almost survive on their own. Is it going to be do you think they're going to become wards of the state?
Unless they have younger siblings, siblings to take care of them,
I just feel sorry for
which is not fair for them.
I feel sorry for the parents on that deal because you're just going to outlive your kid. You're going to outlive your child, which is supposed to happen.
Right.
But you've got a child that can't take care of themselves on a functioning level to be by themselves all the time.
It's going to have to fall to the family member that's a step down. If after that, it's going to have to go to the government.
So I was wondering, what are you looking up, Andy?
If Down syndrome is decreasing.
It's decreasing? Okay, well then.
Due to prenatal screenings and selective terminations. Eesh.
That didn't sound good, but I got that there. That's the way life is.
In high income countries, in developed countries, it's decreasing. So with us, it's doctors put parents kind of in a messed up situation because both of our kids, there's a test that you can take right around the 6 to 8 week mark. And you can find, it's a blood test. You can find out the sex of your baby and if that kid has Down syndrome. Not autism, but Down syndrome. And Jesse and I, we opted out of it on both kids just because it's like, well, number one, we're going to keep the baby no matter what.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
And if we do know, all it's going to do is ruin her pregnancy. So we were like, we'll skip that, and if it comes out to be Down syndrome or if there's any issues, we'll deal with it then. But we're going to enjoy our time with our healthy, perfect baby. And then if there's any issues. So actually, our Eric, they took the test with Langley, with their oldest daughter. And they got, the first one said she had Down syndrome. So they couldn't retest for like a month.
Might be a long month.
Whole month, they were, pretty positive of the fact that their oldest daughter was going to have Down syndrome. And then they retested her, and then it turned out, she's fine. But and it might not have been a month. I might be exaggerating, but I know it was a couple weeks.
But still a tough time for pregnancy for anyone. That's a lot of undue stress. Anyways, that had nothing to do with the conspiracy theory. I just was curious about that. I've thought about that. It's been on my heart a little bit. I've seen more and more of that, and I follow a lot of them pages. There ain't nothing sweeter in the world than a Down syndrome child or a bigger asshole in the world because they can both be both.
It swings fast.
Yes, big time. But just my prayers and thoughts always go to those people and those parents that do that for a kid.
I don't know what's going to happen.
But I've been thinking more and more about
what has happened in the past.
Back in the past, we used to have mental facilities. We just locked people up.
In the last 30 years, what's happened?
I don't know.
because Down syndrome's going down, and we 30 years ago we had more Down syndrome kids in America. So where have they gone in the last 30?
Chase the tone down.
No, I'm just asking.
I don't know what we used to do. Back in the day when we had more Down syndrome kids, I think we put more of them in homes. If you'll watch the movie Rain Man, that's basically what that was. He was locked up in a home forever.
He was autistic, not Down syndrome.
Okay, autistic, but we locked him
Down
up.
syndrome is on the decrease. Is autism on the increase?
Autism is way up.
So the isms are increasing.
Autism is increasing. Yes.
What's going on with? What do you thought? What are your thoughts on the Tylenol deal?
Dr. Phil's my pharmacist had a good thing on it. He said that it's correlation versus causation. He said, I don't think that this is a smoking gun. Could it correlate? Maybe. I've not seen any of the evidence that they had. I just saw, to be honest with you, I didn't even see the press conference.
I didn't
just
either.
saw the, excuse me, saw the highlights. I had been thinking the way that RFK had been doing his last couple of press conferences that they were going to try to tie autism to acetaminophen. Correlation versus causation, I saw some lady on Facebook said, "Hey, I just watched this. What's all the moms' thoughts?" And one mom said, "I never took Tylenol during my pregnancy, and my kid has autism."
I saw people jumping on the deal. I mean, really pissed. People with autism children getting mad about this. No, I didn't understand why.
While we're trying to find an answer.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I mean, they was just getting all pissy acting about it, and I'm like, we're trying
because it's Trump doing it.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
And I thought, what the hell? And Trump needs to stay in his lanes on some things. I like him, but there's some things he's done I don't really appreciate. But it's like anybody. But he's got a good point. The Amish have zero autism.
Are the Amish tested?
I guess they would know if they've got autistic kids. They just don't know. I don't know. So you're asking me a hard question. I'm just going from what I listened to and what I heard. But if the Amish don't have autism, but they're not being tested, I get what you're saying.
It's like that guy with the chickens with the bird flu. Like, well, if we're only testing these big plants, of course they're going to show all the bird flu. If you're not testing the chickens in your backyard,
right? So I don't know. But let's just say autism is not in the Amish community.
Okay.
Well, it's got to be a man. I've always said all this is man-made anyways. It has to be a man-made issue. We wouldn't see this huge increase over it. I'm trying to think of the word, I guess. All this transgender stuff, that wasn't ever around before.
It's gotten more popular. It's doubled.
I'll bet it's more than doubled in the last 20 years.
No, it's right around 1.5%, and now it's at 3%.
That's double.
That's what I said. I said it's doubled.
Okay. I said 20%. It's over 100% then. Is what I was going by.
I said it doubled.
Yes. It's 100% increase then in the last 20 years. But
might be longer than that. I looked it up when we had Riley on.
It's obviously a mental issue. I really believe that. So I think a lot of these things are man-made because of chemicals and the way we do things anymore. And I think that autism is something we don't. I have no idea where I'm going on this. Autism obviously is on the increase. If they don't have it in the Amish community, but they don't test it, we don't know. And I'm sure they've got some people that are a little different. But if they have a low percentage, it has to be something we're giving ourselves that they're not having. Because I'm sure they have foods with preservatives in them also.
I'm not sure. Here is transgender rates. Kind of hard to see.
It looks like it's went way the hell up.
Well, if you look at 20 years ago,
0.4%.
2000 was right here, and it was at 0.6%. No, 1.6%. I'm sorry, at 2000, and then it's gone to 3.2%.
Look at 1975 to now.
Well, I mean, you said 20 years, so.
I know. But that map also shows the 70s, don't it?
Yes, it goes all the way to the 40s.
And what was it there? Like less?
0.4%.
Yeah, I mean, it's just skyrocketed, but it just all of a sudden it shot
But
off.
I mean, you could say from 40 to 1995, it skyrocketed. If you just look at that small sample size, it's 0.4 to 1.2.
That's
just over
300%.
And then it dips for whatever reason in the 90s. I don't know. And then from 96.
Boys started liking pussy.
From 96 to here, I mean, you can see what it is. It was, 0.8% in 96 to here to here to here to here.
What's the top? 3.2 or 4.2?
3.
3.2. So in 2000, then there's a glare on it.
Yeah, I know it's not. It's
But anyways,
kinda hard.
it's obviously has just skyrocketed.
it's probably, would it be social acceptance?
Yes, probably.
Because
So.
I bet if you look at statistics for homosexuality, it's probably the same.
Yeah, you're probably right. Where people just have accepted it,
What's this? Maybe this is.
self-identifying as transgender.
Here is this LGBTQIA ... whatever. 3.5 in 2012 to 7.6 in 2021.
So
that encompasses everything: gay, lesbian, bisexual,
So
transgender.
13% of our population is gay or confused.
It says 7.
That's 13%.
I guess.
No, hold on. I'm doing my math wrong. That is percentage. I was just looking at the number to increase. Yes, it's 8% of the 8% of
7.5.
Yeah, 7.5% of the population is gay or confused. Wow, crazy. Let's get into the meat of this stuff. Let's talk about Charlie Kirk.
Wait, I want to bring something forward first.
Yes.
My daughter was on her way to college the other day and had a flat tire.
This has to do with Charlie Kirk.
Well, no, the other stuff didn't either. This is to educate some people. Her lug wrench would not fit on her lug nuts. Lug nuts have got a special coating on them that will swell. So if you have a kid that's going back and forth to school or to work, check their lug nuts and make sure their lug wrench fits on it, because you don't want them getting stranded on the side of the road and not be able to take their tire off.
Now, hold on now. They spray a coating?
There's
Coating.
a coating on a lug nut, and it swells. It's common. Ford is the worst vehicle about it.
She drives a Jeep.
Jeep is the next.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is it's going to swell, and you ain't going to be able to get a socket or your lug wrench on it, and you don't want to get
It's like a powder.
stranded.
It's like a powder coating.
Right, and you don't
So
want to
what's
get
the answer
stranded.
to it?
I took her tire
Take
to
those
Discount
motherfucking lug nuts
Tire.
off.
Got new lug nuts that was coated with zinc,
Okay.
and they do not swell.
Well, shit, that ain't just for kids going to school. It's for everybody. Then
Well, I'm
basically.
just saying you don't want your 18-year-old daughter stranded on the side of a country road.
Or your 90-year-old. Anybody that's got that
Right, I'm just saying.
powder coating, just switch that motherfucker out. And if they've got that little key,
Get rid of
Yes.
that
make
son of
sure
a
you
bitch.
got the key, or just take that off and put a different lug nut on.
I don't understand who the hell the little sumbitch is that invented all this shit, like putting the tire up under the car.
No, I don't either.
That's the biggest pain in the ass. I promise you, if whoever done that was on the side of the road when somebody's got a flat, somebody'd whip his
They
ass.
damn
every
sure don't
time.
live in the country.
No,
Well,
they damn sure don't. Yeah, and we don't have a Discount Tire on every corner in the
No.
country. Okay, now
Could you
can I-
imagine the person that invented the key or whatever? I'm sure it was an inside job.
And they're not all the same.
No, there's not a universal key. It's specific for your vehicle. Yeah, it's a pain in the ass. And then half the time you lose that key and you just got one lug nut that won't come off.
What do they do on it? Like they can cut them off? I
They
guess.
cut them off with a
Cut 'em
grinder.
or put vice grips on it, and
Torque the hell out of it.
yeah.
What a pain in the ass. Okay, now we're going to talk about Charlie Kirk. I did not watch the memorial service because I don't like doing stuff like that. I don't care. I don't like going to funerals of people I know.
90,000 people showed up.
I've heard 100, but 90. I heard as much
There's
as
2 stadiums full of people.
Okay. Regardless, it was a hell of a deal. I mean, it was a great,
It was a big revival.
great tribute. It turned into a big church service. I think it's wonderful. I don't know where I stand on the shooter and the not shooter, who shot and who didn't shoot. Nothing in America ever is simple. We don't ever just have a simple answer. There's always a conspiracy on everything. In a lot of ways, and I've talked to some people that are pretty well connected over the last week about all this, and I've gotten different responses from them. One guy told me that it was definitely not a deep state type hit or Israeli hit, because he said it would have been a lot cleaner and it would not have been in a public atmosphere. So they could have killed him in a car wreck. He said it was easy to follow. They could have done it in a plane crash. They could have done it, said so many different ways. Could have had the old heart attack gun like
Discilius.
Breitbart.
Right.
Breitbart happened to him. And
Breitbart's dead?
yeah, he's been dead a long time. He died during Obama's last years, I think.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of somebody else, I think.
But Andrew Breitbart. But anyways, he was closing in on a lot of the damn fraud at Benghazi, I think, when he just happened to have a massive heart
Yeah,
attack.
I'm thinking
and
of
died.
somebody else.
But So I can't put my hands on. I've seen all kinds of deals. I don't want to watch the footage of him getting shot. People are talking about the exit wounds. You can see an exit wound. You can't see this. You can see somebody shoot from over here. There's a guy behind him holding the gun. I just don't believe there was a guy standing in the crowd shooting without someone noticing it.
I don't know. I did see a video of the guy that killed Osama bin Laden. And he's a Navy SEAL sniper, and he was talking to another Navy SEAL sniper, and he said basically the elevation that the guy was at, a professional hit would have accounted for that. Like, it was a miss if you look at professional shooters.
It wasn't hitting the center mass.
It would have been center mass. It shot, he missed by 10 inches
Right.
to shoot him in the neck. He's like, that right there tells me it was somebody that didn't know what they were doing.
So that goes to that kid doing it then.
Yes.
Or it came from a different angle.
Or
Where would the bullet
I
have
have
went?
seen so many videos that I really don't know what to believe.
That's me on this.
I saw
have-
a video that showed a little something coming in between his knees. Have you seen that?
I hadn't seen that.
They said that they think that was a wire that he was mic'd.
I'll pull
I
it.
had heard that.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that because it comes out and they're like, look here, it exits through his leg.
Well, not through his leg, but in between his knees.
Between his knees. But someone said that was a mic that was dropped. He was mic'd or something and it dropped. I don't know either way. But there's already these. I've heard the weirdest thing I've heard is there's a gravel. They put gravel and stuff where this shooting took place already, and that there was a door underneath it.
A trap door.
A trap door, and Charlie Kirk left that way, and it was not his body they took away. I'm like, where the hell do these people?
I
make
had
this
watched
shit
the
at?
video this morning. The guy's claiming that there's a hologram.
Mm-hmm.
And the camera that was behind him, they said was a hologram machine. And the guy it makes sense. That's why I'm so skeptical about it. It shows a guy up there, and the guy that's doing the talking says, if this was a crime scene, why don't they have it roped off?
Right.
It wasn't roped off. People was walking around. This guy got up there and got that camera, and he says, a hologram machine. He says, those machines cost anywhere from $50,000 to $80,000. And then it showed a hologram that they had showed a band playing in Europe, and they streamed it to the United States, and it looked like a band standing on stage, perfect, like me looking at you.
The weird thing is the book that came out.
Yeah.
So it takes, somebody said it takes 3 days when you publish a book to get it onto Amazon. There's like a 3-day holding period. And the assassination of Charlie Kirk, or the shooting of Charlie Kirk, hits Amazon on September 9th, and he wasn't killed until September 10th. So that would mean that it was uploaded to Amazon on November 6th to account for that 3-day.
See, it's
holding
this
period.
is the shit I'm talking about. There's nothing ever simple
And
about
like
anything.
the description was the shooting in Utah and all this other stuff. So it had to have been uploaded on September 6th.
See the Simpson deal?
No.
Well, guess what the Simpsons had done?
Already?
They've got. Are you fixing? You pulling it, Tony, up? The
No,
Simpson
I'm
thing?
texting him a deal about the hologram that I saw this morning.
Well, we already talked about it.
No, that's a video that shows what I saw. That kind of.
The Simpson thing is they've got a damn. They already have an episode or had one in the books they hadn't released yet of Charlie Kirk throwing shirts and stuff and getting shot. Right? Is that what you said?
Yeah, before the
And it hadn't released it yet, but it was already been in the books and on the deal. That's the shit. I just can't.
And what I don't know if the AI is that good, but I've seen so many different videos covering so many different things, and they're all believable.
AI is very good about stuff.
And that's just like the shooter. If he was shot with a 30-06, there's not going to be a small exit hole.
I mean, I don't know.
The back of his head is going to be gone.
It didn't hit him in the head, him hit in the neck. But
Okay, think about the hit.
But somebody should have got shot behind him then with a bullet.
They said the angle it hit his spine, and it was the bullet. The autopsy report thing that I saw said they found the bullet right here. It hit his spine and then like stops
Okay.
right here. But if that angle is front left to Charlie, if it came in this way, and it would make sense, kind of. I don't know.
The thing is, it can be covered up so easy if they're in on it, because that's the way
Candace Owens is not buying it. So Candace Owens, she had a little. Oh hell. She said, let's do an experiment. She said, go to your phone and you can look in your text messages by what words you use. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to log into Facebook so I can pull up this video. But she said, okay, so if you look at the shooter and the text chain with his lover, he uses words like retrieve. And I did it. And I've got a retriever. And I had 3 text messages. And this went all the way back to like, this phone's like 6 years old. I had 3 text messages where I used the word retrieve in 6 years. She said also, type in the word squad car. Or no, it was...
Squad car was one of them.
Squad car was one of them. She said the only people that call a police car a squad car is people that are on the force. And there was another one. It was retrieve. She said outfit doesn't fit, and maybe vehicle. I think vehicle. I use vehicle quite a lot. It was more than 3, but she said no, kids don't talk that way.
Yeah,
And
common
for that,
terms you wouldn't put.
Right.
In.
Oh yeah, they're talking about their text messages were released to everybody.
Yes.
That's bullshit. First of all, the government's not releasing that shit. That'd be evidence.
Vehicle, retrieve, squad car, and outfit.
Yeah,
I had to change outfits.
that's all fake bullshit. There's no way I saw that shit and I thought it was fake from just reading it. I didn't even know.
Don't make sense.
I thought it was a parody deal, anyways. There's no way the government is releasing anything in that investigation to the public
That
on
fast?
not on text messages. Zach said it best the house the other day. I think his problem with this is, from speaking to him, was it was too fast to release all this shit. Like it was like documented. They had a reason already. They had a transgender boyfriend. They had these texts from the boyfriends. I mean, all this shit.
Everything was. Yeah.
It was all down the path that they're wanting us to go to.
He's living with the guy, and he's going to write him a note. I'm thinking about doing this. Bullshit. You ain't gonna.
No. That'd be like me texting Michelle in the house and saying, "Hey, I'm thinking about shooting the mayor, our new mayor." Let's just say I was doing that. You know, why would I text that?
Yeah.
I mean, I would just, if I was doing that, I'd be like, "Listen, I'm fixing to kill fucking Henry."
Yeah.
You know, I wouldn't do it.
You wouldn't text it.
No. And no, I'm not going to shoot him.
And then the bullets and engraving all that crap on it.
Yeah, that's the other thing he said.
And then all
about.
the different people around there that had made comments about this is going to happen on this day.
First of all, why would the FBI, as untrustworthy as they are,
I don't trust any of the government agencies.
No, nobody does anymore.
No.
Why would they release the casings with this shit? They wouldn't write that. They wouldn't release that
unless they want to take.
They
want people to believe one thing when something else is really happening.
But I'm saying they would not release that because it's investigation.
Right.
I promise you that somebody else got killed yesterday and the FBI's investigating. They're not releasing anything about that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's in an open investigation. Now, once the trial's over and it's Open Records Act, you can see a lot of that stuff. What are you looking at, Andy? This video?
That video. My thing is, if that's a hologram machine, why would they have it? Like, why would they be showing it so well? Because I think what they're saying is one of these is a hologram machine. And then over here, the guy's taking it down.
But see, that like the guy that's hosting.
Is this after the shooting?
Yes.
There is no fucking. Okay, now I'm with you on that. That should be marked off with yellow tape
Exactly,
and nobody touching
but it's
it.
not.
Yeah, that's really weird. That is very that is really.
But then it's
unprofessional.
showing that these hologram deals, they have to have a tent this size to make them work.
So what happened to the Charlie that walked in the tent then?
There's a trap door.
So nobody noticed him getting a trap door.
I'm just telling you that after it all happened, they all gathered around, from what this guy is saying.
I don't know. Like, I think with holograms, like, from one angle, it disappears. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many videos from different angles of Charlie Kirk. I don't know how you would have, like, a 360
Yeah, I don't.
hologram machine.
I don't buy into this shit. I do buy into the crap. It doesn't make sense why those guys are in that tent.
Because see, this band is a hologram band.
Right. And that makes sense. But like I said, I think you got to be looking at it from one direction. I don't think you can see it from...
Like when we're at Disney and you're watching all them ghost dance in the haunted mansion.
Right.
I bet you if you're, like Andy said, if you're on the back side of the side.
That's where they were setting up the tent?
Yeah, that trap door is right there where he was at.
Okay, let's just say, just for shits and grins, because I do not believe this shit at all. Where'd he go? What's he doing?
I have no idea, but I also saw.
I'm assuming he's with Robert F. Kennedy or John F. Kennedy Jr. and
according
Elvis.
to some of the stuff that I've seen, he's with his wife because the lady that's been up there's got a different hairline than what.
God Almighty!
I'm telling you, I mean, the stuff that they're breaking down. I've seen comparisons that the lady that his wife and then the lady that has been interviewed and was on the stage, and her widow line or whatever that is on her forehead is different.
But why? What's the reason for this?
They say witness protection because Israel's wanting to kill him.
What do you think, Andy? I don't buy none of this.
I don't know. No, I'd seen that he took a lot of money was offered a lot of money from Israel to change his stance. I don't know. It's so. Let's say that this kid was the shooter. Those were his text messages. He did it like this is a kid. Nobody's gonna believe it. That's where we are in America.
This ain't gonna ever change. I mean,
let's say that this was just cut and dry. This is all the evidence. Kash Patel is turned over a new leaf, and he just wants to release all the evidence as soon as he gets it. Even that seems fake. But let's give Kash Patel the benefit of the doubt and say that he's trying to do everything right, and this is everything we know. And here you go, American public. We're completely transparent, like we said we would be. Everybody's like, well, just like you wouldn't release that information right now.
Do you think John F. Kennedy was killed by our government?
Yes.
A guy in the dining room the other day told me he didn't buy into that shit.
No?
Nope. Lee Harvey Oswald killed him. By God, my dad. Blah 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 blah. Then he did not believe that.
Your mom don't believe that either.
Mom thinks Lee Harvey Oswald did it by himself.
Well, she used to, but I guess I'm kind of corrupting
that's not different though. This guy believes it still, and that's what I'm saying. All the evidence that shows the government was involved in the JFK assassination, especially that prick LBJ. This guy here still believes it was just Lee Harvey Oswald. So that's, how long ago was that? 63, 37, 62 years ago. And there's still people that believe.
Here's the deal, is you've got people that watches ABC, NBC, CBS, and no, let me finish. And that they are told the same thing over and over and over and over. Well, they've been telling for 60 years. They're not going to go back.
I understand that part. What I'm saying though is that 60-something years later, 80 years later, whatever it was, with all the technology we have, all the proof that we've got, you still have people out there that think Lee Harvey Oswald did it himself.
Some people are hard-headed and don't want to think otherwise.
And it's come out. Charlie Kirk deal is going to be another thing that we're going to go through. That 60, 80 years from now. If we ever do find out anything else ever happened, we're all going to be skeptical.
Right.
Just like 9/11. I still don't believe that the Pentagon was hit by a plane. I just do not. I just don't. It doesn't add up. There's no evidence of it. Show me a video of a plane sticking out of the back of the fucking Pentagon.
Building 7 fell on its own.
And that shit just don't happen. And so the government thinks we're stupid. But they had a propaganda machine, and now social media has killed their propaganda machine.
That's exactly what it is.
And we're part of the problem for them because we have people that listen to us that don't watch the news. I've had people in town all the time that say, "Well, I get my news listening to y'all." Well, that's not always a good idea, but because we're opinionated, we're not a news source. But I think that I don't know the Charlie Kirk deal. I know that he made a lot of those people mad, and you can see the hate on the left that hated him, and I still don't know why they hate him so much. But this might be just some whack transgender person, and like I've said before, if you're transgender, you've got some mental issues, and this kid had some mental issues, and his guy that he was with, but all the text and shit that would not be coming out unless his family released that. The government, I just can't imagine, would be releasing these texts, but again, I can't believe they didn't rope off that crime scene.
Right.
You look, anybody gets killed, there's fucking yellow tape around it.
I mean, unless it was all happening so fast, maybe it got taped off afterwards. I don't know.
No, they wouldn't let you in there for hours. If someone gets shot in Knox City at Allsup's.
No, but what I'm saying is it was such a scramble when it happened that they just didn't have you're not going to immediately start opening stuff off.
Somebody would. Yes, they would. Some officer
How fast?
Within minutes. It's
you
incident.
Think so?
Yes.
You don't think it's first we got to get Charlie away from here?
Yeah, taking Charlie away, but they're going to block down the crime scene immediately. You look at any protocol with anything that happens with the FBI, the Texas Rangers, Utah's Special Investigation, whatever they call their deal.
They're on scene running everybody
There
off.
was some officer that was in charge of setting up a perimeter in a crime scene. If little old Knox City has someone get shot, they set up a crime scene. If we have a suicide, until it's confirmed it's a suicide, they act like it's a crime scene.
Right.
They would rope that off immediately.
Well, they did.
Well, it's not that video we seen a minute ago.
I know that, but I think that's immediately after. I think that's
there ain't no way
minutes.
Immediately after that guy's going to move in those fucking cameras. None.
No, he shouldn't have. I agree with that. But I think all law enforcement was getting him away and getting that place cleared out. I mean, there's pictures here. It was roped off finally.
Yeah, that should have been done immediately. That's piss poor work by the FBI or whoever.
I don't
was
think
in
the
charge.
FBI was
FBI
there.
probably wasn't there.
Whoever the
No, you're
campus
right.
police, somebody should immediately have roped that off. Every officer knows that. Every one of them knows that. One junior officer should have went up and got police tape and kept everybody away. That's common sense.
There were thousands of people there.
I understand. I don't give a fuck if there's 3 million people there. Someone in the crowd that's an officer knows you've got to lock down that crime scene immediately. You don't let people get shit out of there. Some guy, that's my camera. I don't care. It's part of a crime scene. We'll get you when you're done.
Somebody was getting hats out of there.
I saw that part too. I'm not talking about some jackass 30 seconds later, but he didn't get shot and some guy start going to grab the camera 30 seconds later. That just don't happen.
I think it.
We don't know when it happened.
That's if that happened, then something's wrong.
I
They
think
should
Well,
they-
obviously
investigate it.
happened.
I
There's
think
video.
they went right to the camera right after they took him off.
And then how do we know that that's not FBI or an officer taking down that camera?
How do
'Cause
we
if
know
you-
that it's a camera, not a hologram?
Because if you look at that
It's
video,
not a hologram.
if
That
you-
could have been you might be right. That might have been the FBI doing it.
because if you look at that video, everybody is wearing plain clothes,
Right.
but you can obviously tell that they are. Well, hell, let me get that over here so I can see what I'm doing again. If you look at this video, okay, here we go. So this is immediately after. That guy's an officer. He's in plain clothes. He pulls out his badge. That guy's an officer. He's got his weapon underneath his hand right here.
Those guys are probably cops in right there.
So we
behind
don't
there.
know if that guy right there taking that down
See, these
is
He is
part of the crime scene investigator. or
Those
whatever.
guys right there are running the crime scene. He's got a radio in his hand. Okay, this is a whole lot better now. Those are cops, and I bet you that guy in the white on the other side, he's a police officer too. These are police officers, is what they're doing. They've got it locked down. That makes more sense.
I think that was a guy that was working with Charlie Kirk. Though. I don't think that guy.
Tony, how do you know?
Because they said that the guy that was working with him. Candace Owens talks about this. She wants to know where the footage is from this camera.
Well, she has the same ability to get it that you and me do. None. If it's under an open investigation. And I'm not against Candace Owen at all.
My opinion's a little better than hers. I'm just kidding.
I was going to say, I can't wait to hear this. But, I mean, that's the thing is a lot of these reporters and stuff think that they've got carte blanche to this stuff, and they don't. Now, should it be transparent? Yes. When they get done, they should let everything be known. But if this kid acted alone, I hope they fry his ass. I can't imagine. I don't know how you can get on a roof of a building in an event like this with a gun and not nobody notice your ass.
They did with the president of the United
I know.
States. Or the
Now,
soon to be.
the person that was asking the question, I had heard that he changed his question when he started asking his question. Have you heard that? Mm-mm. They said that he was supposed to ask something else, but he.
What do you mean he was supposed to ask something else? It was open forum.
It's open forum, but they ask, I guess, it's like anything, what topic are you going to ask about before he gets up there?
Oh.
And he was going to ask.
To Charlie.
To Charlie. And he was going to ask about a completely different topic, but he changed it to transgender shooting. Was that a coincidence?
I don't know.
And then that's when the guy started signaling the baseball signals.
No, that guy that was doing they thought was doing the baseball deals was one of Charlie's best friends.
Right. And then the guy beside him started sending slide and bunt signals.
Maybe he had an itch.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Nothing ever happens that's going to happen. I can tell you what I think is going to happen. The repercussions of this are, I think it's going to make the Republican Party base stronger.
Right.
I think that the young people really, really, really are going to move more to the right. So if the left did kill him, it's going to backfire on him, I think. Now, I don't see the advantage of why the right would get rid of him other than he was going to be a political problem like Donald Trump is. Because Donald Trump's a political problem for the Republican Party because he don't toe the line. Right. Charlie Kirk may not have been towing the line either, and there was a good chance Charlie Kirk was going to be a shot at being president.
Right.
Him and I think he would have been J.D. Vance's
Well, the deep
vice
state
president.
didn't like Charlie Kirk because Charlie went into their hornet's nest and was changing their hornets' minds. He was going into the college campuses that was being brainwashed by the left and opened their eyes up. The left did not like that.
No, I agree on that too. But I just think that overall, Charlie Kirk, when Obama was at Harvard, if you look back, you could see where he was going to be a problem, and he was a problem for our country. I don't I think he was a terrible president and very divisive. But, and I don't think the deep state was really big on Obama. They wanted Hillary, but he come over and I think they blackmailed him and got onto him just like they do everybody else. I think Charlie Kirk was that next kind of guy that didn't fit their program of who they want to be a leader one day, like Trump has been. And he was going to be that guy in a couple years. I think he was going to be J.D. Vance's running buddy. His exact running mate's what I think was going to happen.
They're not an age requirement for VP?
That I don't know, because that would have been the only problem because he's not 35 yet. Because he was only 31, so he wouldn't have been at 33. So I don't know. Maybe there is.
You know something that has completely disappeared from the news cycle?
Epstein?
No. The girl that got killed by the guy that had been let out of jail 14
They
times.
didn't kill Charlie Kirk over that.
No, I'm just telling you, though. Isn't it amazing how stories like that disappear
It's like
the news cycle?
So I tell people all the time, when someone talks shit about you on social media, if you just let it go, once you hit the second page, nobody cares no more.
Yeah.
35.
To be a VP too, so he wouldn't have been eligible to be the VP.
In 4 years?
Yeah, he would have been 35.
He's 31 now. The election's in 3 years.
Oh.
He would
But
have
they
been
don't
34.
swear him in until... Is it when they swear him in, or is it when the election is?
Don't ask me questions. I cannot answer you. He probably would not have been eligible, just for that reason.
It just says 35. It doesn't say when the election is held or when they're swearing them in. It just says 35.
Who do you think is going to be the? I don't think Gavin Newsom has got a chance in hell to be the Democratic representative. I really don't, because he's so terrible, and he's been a terrible governor, absolutely terrible governor. And I think he knows he's been a terrible governor. They got that big railway there. I think if they get the voter rolls fixed, I just don't think he has a chance. I really don't. I don't think he's any more trustworthy or likable for people than Kamala was.
No.
What are you looking up, Andy?
Trying to see if it's when the election or is swearing in.
But I've seen where I don't think Kamala's going to run.
She's ahead of the polls right now.
I don't think she runs.
No.
This book, you don't think so? Mm-mm. I think this book kind of pretty much ended that.
On Inauguration Day.
That's when they got to be 35?
Yep.
Went on to when his birthday was.
That I don't know.
So.
Well, his birthday is going to be, what did Trump say? Trump's designating his birthday as, I guess, the Charlie Kirk Day.
October 14th.
So he could run.
He'll be 32. Yeah, he would have been eligible to be vice president.
October 14th, 93.
Yep, he would have been eligible then. He would have been exactly 35 years of age. So there you go. I think that's why. I think they saw that. If it was deeper than this kid shooting it, I think that's got a lot to do with it.
I still don't think that kid shot him.
I don't know why the kid would come out and say he did if he didn't.
But then I saw somewhere where he said in confession that that he's worried about his family's safety, that if he don't say the right thing.
I don't think he gives two shits about his family.
Well, is that because a foreign government's after him?
Why would a foreign
government say Israel put him up to doing this?
I don't think he cares two shits about his family. His boyfriend, yes. I don't think he cared. I think he had disowned his family by then. Is what I think.
Why did he go to his dad then?
I don't know that he went to his dad. I think his boyfriend turned him in, is what I'm hearing. At first,
he went to his dad because his dad took him to the police station.
Oh, well, I don't know.
Somebody recognized him in the pictures.
All right, let's do the video then. So there's a video of him at a Dairy Queen.
Right.
Is it
a picture of him at a Dairy Queen?
Is it 19 minutes after the shooting, or is the Dairy Queen 19 minutes away?
It was 19 minutes away
From the shooting. I don't know what the time frame was.
I think it was that evening, though, wasn't it?
I think so.
6:35 or something in the evening.
Why did the guy say he done it and then plead?
That George Zinn. Supposedly, he's in a 9/11 documentary. He also, after the Boston Marathon bombing, called in some bomb threats somewhere in Utah.
So he's just a whack job,
I guess, and then he's
just happened to be there.
Just happens to be there and was the fall guy to stall time for the shooter to get away.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. The Larry David looking dude.
And here's what's crazy about you bitch. They said he broke down the weapon.
That weapon you can't break down though.
Well, I saw a sniper trying to break it down, and it takes Finally, he just kind of gives up.
A professional sniper.
A professional sniper.
A good friend of ours that's a big gun guy told me as soon as it come out and they said what kind of weapon is, he goes, that wasn't that kid didn't shoot that weapon. That's what do you mean? He goes, you can't break that weapon down.
He was at Dairy Queen at 6:30 that evening.
Okay, well that's a whole different time.
But anyway, they said he broke it down, but the pictures that I've seen, the weapon's intact.
See, and he went to he left the gun in the woods.
Yes.
I saw a picture of him walking like he had a broke leg, and I guess he had the gun stuff.
That was
what they say.
Going to the deal, I think.
Coming back, he's running. Because I saw it's the same house or whatever that had the picture of him walking. The next video is him running down that hill. But like I said, like they said he broke the weapon down. But when you see the video of that kid jumping off the building, it doesn't even look like he's got a weapon.
It shows him having a little bag or something, but it don't look like a gun in it.
Yeah.
But it's hard to say.
The bag seemed flimsy. Like I think if you've got that 30-06 broken down, whatever that means, the bag's going to be a little bit more rigid. Like it almost seemed like that bag had clothes in it because they said he changed outfits. Didn't he change outfits on the rooftop, according to them?
But let me ask you this. If you're him and you do that, why the fuck are you going to take the gun with you anyways? Leave it. I mean, what's it matter?
No, that's...
I mean, does that make sense? Why would you even
Why would you leave it and then have to go back and get it because that's your dad's favorite gun?
No. Why would you even leave? I mean, why would you even try to take it?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like if you're going to go through all the trouble to go back right around that, because you got to figure they're going to lock everything down within a couple miles probably of the shooting. So like, why would you
They didn't have the resources for that probably because it's not like a president's. There's just some guy giving a speech.
But he
Within an
went
hour,
through
yes.
a lot of effort to. That's part of the text chain is, I need you to go get that gun. It's my dad's favorite gun. It was my grandfather's. She's gonna wonder where it's at.
Bullshit.
Like
man.
I'm trying to go. I'm trying to go get it, but I can't get over there.
That's fake.
So like, why?
Can you imagine just going?
But if you even think that crap, I need to take this gun with me. Why would you even leave it? Just haul ass out of there with it.
But Mr. Tranny himself is going to just go flipping through the woods in his high heels and his skirt, go looking for a gun.
I wrapped it up in a tally or wrapped it up in something. He said.
Yeah, and go to the 17th tree and the fork. Like
it was left there for people to find.
Yeah, that part doesn't make sense. I don't understand why he didn't just leave a fucking gun there. I mean, why not get a gun somewhere else?
No,
if you
that's
really,
right.
if you're gonna put that kind of thought process to it, it's like I'm gonna shoot from up here. First of all, I don't understand why he didn't just shoot from inside.
What do you mean?
There was windows and buildings all around on inside, or set at a stoplight waiting for Charlie Kirk to come and shoot him in the vehicle. He wasn't in a bulletproof vehicle.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a soft target. That's what my guy told me. That's on the inside of some stuff. He said, "This is no way this is a professional hit." He goes, "They would not have done it in a public setting." He goes, "They could have bumped him off at an intersection." He goes, "They could have made him have a car wreck." He said, "There's so many things they could do. They could make his plane have some kind of mechanical problem." He goes, "You can have people die in accidents all the time."
Yeah, if Israel can blow up 1,000 pagers in terrorist pockets,
Right.
they
Yeah,
can.
yeah. They're not paying tranny boyfriend, whatever his name is, to go shoot somebody at the deal. I think the kid's just a whack job lone wolf guy that didn't like Charlie Kirk, and he thought it was going to make his lover like him more, and he's going to be famous. I mean, it's really, if you want to be famous, all you got to do is do something stupid like this because you're going to be known forever.
I don't know, but surely he had to know he was going to get caught.
I don't think that they think about that.
Really?
No, if he
According to the letter that he left,
What?
he said,
if I get caught.
if I get caught.
I mean, what are your chances, you think, of taking out someone in a public setting and getting away with it?
Zero.
Yeah, that's
Especially with
pretty
cell
much.
phones. I mean, everybody has a cell phone.
and ring doorbells.
Yeah.
And everybody's got a damn. I live in the ghetto basically, and I bet on my street everybody's got a ring doorbell.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody does.
How do we know it wasn't a drone?
We don't. There's
Shot him.
another good example right there.
What do you mean?
It could have been
drone?
that you could kill somebody with a drone even.
Oh.
Another easy
I'm just
target.
saying that.
But that's another easy way to do something.
Yeah.
I mean, he's going to the tarmac of a plane. His plane's parked right there. You know it is. You got these drones that they're killing.
I'm talking about a drone that went into the
into what?
to the rally.
But I know that.
Right.
But I'm saying that's another easy way you could have done it. It is easy situation. If you want to kill someone outside of a sitting president of the United States or a vice president, it's pretty easy, most people, to hit off.
The technology.
I mean,
they have.
it would take Jerry Jones, multi-billionaire guy, got all the money in the world and probably has his own security detail. He would be real easy if you wanted to really, I mean, if you really wanted to do
had
it.
the assets.
It's very simple. Well, you don't have to have one guy by himself. Jerry Jones probably goes to the cowboy deal. And somebody's going to be like, okay, they're plotting Jerry Jones. No, I'm just using an example of a wealthy person. I don't care who it is. You can take any star or anybody, and they do some things all the time. They would be really simple to do. And I don't think that there's someone of these deep states going to go that much trouble to do a public excuse, unless they want to use it as an example of someone else out there that they're trying
probably
don't.
kind of like the 9/11 or the January 6th deal. The January 6th deal, in my opinion, was staged to keep people from protesting the government. That's why they arrested everybody. They figured, if we go in there, we're going to use the FBI assets, and we're going to start January 6th, and we're going to arrest all these people, and then that's going to keep every city, every MAGA person all across the country from protesting the government. So if we go shoot Charlie Kirk in one of his rallies, that's going to keep other people like Charlie Kirk that's going to want to go do open.
I'm not talking
rallies.
about the open deal. I'm talking about
But
someone.
they're trying to maybe encourage other people to stop doing their rallies.
That's not what I meant either. What I meant was, I think that there's someone out there, maybe a sitting senator, that's not voting the way they want to. And this is what's going to happen to you. We took out this guy right here, and you saw that, and that's what's going to be you if you don't toe the line.
That or a judge or
something like that. That's what I'm getting at more than
I'm sure
worried
that's
about
being used every day anyway.
Every college campus in America's got a Charlie Kirk on it. There's that one smart kid that can to debate with everybody, and now he wants to be the next Charlie Kirk, and so I think it's going to breed more and more of this. So in Charlie Kirk's legacy, it's probably going to go a long way. Now let's go. We'll get off Charlie Kirk because we don't have an answer. Nobody does, and I don't think we're ever going to find out the truth.
Even if this is the truth.
Yeah, even if this is the truth, we'll never believe this truth.
Can't believe the government anymore.
Jimmy Kimmel.
Yep.
ABC pulled a Cracker Barrel. They pissed off both sides. I don't give a shit if Jimmy Kimmel is playing in our parking lot outside. I don't want to go. I'm not going to go listen to him. I don't have. The only time I like Jimmy Kimmel is when he's on the Man Show. I think that ABC screwed up by kicking him off the first time. I've talked a bit. I believe in freedom of speech, but not freedom of consequences. He never lost his freedom of speech. He just lost his platform for a little bit. Then Disney takes him back today because they lost so much money and people cutting off Disney Plus. Now what they've done is they've pissed off the other side.
They're going to start cutting
and
it
so
off.
now they're cutting them off. So either all they've done is pissed off both sides of the whole thing. And I saw where one of the big Sinclair was one of the big
They're
owners
on a bunch of ABCs or something.
and they said they're not playing him. Mm-hmm. So all they've done is stub their toe. Do you think Jimmy Kimmel should have been removed, Andy?
I don't. So ABC said that he was just suspended for his remarks about Charlie Kirk, and that's why they took him off for the week.
Okay.
So,
Do you think they were just in doing that?
in a suspension,
Yeah.
yeah.
Why didn't they say they were just suspending him for a week?
I don't know that they said anything until after the fact.
What do you think?
I think most of these big corporations probably have in their contract some type of a code of conduct,
Ethics clause, yeah.
ethics clause. And then if they violate that, they have the grounds.
Did he really break an ethics clause or a moral clause?
If you're giving somebody tens and twenties of millions of dollars and their ratings really suck and
That's not ethics.
they need an excuse to get rid of him,
An excuse I'll take.
Right.
But I don't think
but I'm just saying
ethically-
that could fall underneath of it.
I think there's 1,000 things he's done ethically worse than what he did then.
Right.
I think if he had the same ratings that Johnny Carson did, then he would do it. What I read was his viewership was under 1 million people a night. Greg Gutfield's got 3.5 million at Fox. Johnny Carson in his heyday would have 20 million people listen to him.
Well, there's only 3 TV channels back then.
Yeah.
No. There's no doubt. There's more of a bigger platform today than there was then. I agree with you 100% on that. Because what's considered a top 10 TV show today would not even made year two. But people aren't watching his show. That's his biggest problem. If he was the number one show on TV, they wouldn't have said what he said. Wouldn't have given a shit. But they've alienated a lot of people like us. I think what he did was not wrong. It was stupid. But as their boss, they have the right to tell him, you represent us, and if you represent us, you can't do that kind of shit. And,
I agree.
And so, but I heard people, he's got the freedom of speech. He's got the freedom of speech. He can get on a platform, he can get on a podcast.
He wasn't arrested.
He got on his Instagram. Yeah, he didn't get in trouble. He just lost his job. No more than a lot of these other people that lost their
He didn't
job.
lose his job. He was suspended.
Right.
Well,
But there's doctors out there that have lost their jobs and all kinds. Professors,
Yes.
teachers, they lost their jobs.
Yes.
As a school board member, if one of our teachers had done that, you'd have said the same thing.
Right.
Are these networks merging? I've heard people talk about there's a
Yeah, there's a
merge
big merger
that is gonna
going on.
affect that.
And that's why they keep trying to say the government's involved, because the government's got something to do with this big accusation. It's paramount in somebody, isn't it?
No, it's this says Nexstar. Let's see here. Of course, I can't get a straightforward answer. Judge clears Walt Disney Capital City ABC merger. 1.9. This says $6.2 billion. The $6.2 billion deal looms over Jimmy Kimmel's suspension. Jimmy Kimmel was suspended by ABC following criticism by FCC Chair Brandon Carr. The two biggest local TV operators also came out swinging against Kimmel. Companies are both pursuing and considering M&A deal that would require FCC. So basically what they're saying is Trump threatened ABC's FCC license, and that would compromise the merger.
Okay, yeah, because they can't get it if they do the merger and they can't get FCC license, it doesn't do them any good.
Right.
So they're at the mercy of the FCC.
Right.
And see, I think Trump's wrong on this. I think you should let the people make the choice if they want to watch the show or not take them off the air just because of a government thing. Because if they would have come out and said something bad about Kamala, you wouldn't hurt a peep probably. I think we're stepping across boundaries here. I don't watch it because I don't try, and nobody else is either. Let them fall, let them lose their money, but don't threaten the FCC license over it. I've seen this say day one, and I don't like all the liberal bullshit, and I think it's a bunch of crap. But the American people have spoken. I mean, we people aren't watching that crap no more.
No, they're
going
woke.
woke shit's gone. I mean, so I don't know. I don't think what he did. I thought what he did was pretty stupid. I think it's funny that him and Howard Stern get a free pass of all the shit they done before. For some reason, they avoided all the woke stuff. Mm-hmm. You know, they should have both been canceled years ago.
If you're playing by the same rules, yeah.
Yeah, and so that's why I have no use for his ass. But but he ain't the last one. I mean, who's the one that Stephen Colbert, is that the one that got kicked off already?
I think he's off this fall, maybe.
Okay, he goes till and then
There's another one too.
Jimmy Fallon is one of them, and then there's one other one too, and I can't remember who it is. But people don't watch that shit anymore.
Oh no, Colbert is off. Ended May of 26.
Yeah, but nobody watches that shit.
I thought there was another one too.
I was curious to what was he on last night? Did he come back on?
I don't know.
I wonder what his ratings were, because you're going to be the guilt people out there. Oh, we got to go home and watch Jimmy Kimmel.
Right.
But in 2 weeks, they'll quit doing that shit. They'll go right back to the way it was before.
Yeah. I don't know when it says that he returns tonight, Tuesday.
Tonight be his first night back.
Tonight will be his first night back.
And so people in Greg Gutfield will have a big show.
I'm sure. Yeah, the 23rd.
I don't know how the guy's gotten to where he is. It's just crazy how that all works. And
Why?
that kind of money, I don't find him that funny. There's just nothing on these shows that's appealing anymore. One of the big problems is for those guys, that whole format was set up where you'd come out and talk about new movies that were coming out, and you'd show a trailer and you'd visit. Well, now that shit's all over the internet. Mm-hmm. There's nothing breaking that comes on. So if you want to see, like back in the day, if Burt Reynolds, when Smoking the Bandit come out, he'd be on Johnny Carson. And they talk about it. Well, now you can download a YouTube click, and there's 12,000 interviews with them over shit. It's just not like it used to be.
Yeah.
And that's an era of our world that's over forever.
I agree. And Johnny Carson said he would not touch politics.
That's smart.
Like, just whoever we got on, like, let's talk about what you got coming out, and that's where we're going to leave it. We'll have some laughs, and then we're done.
And back then, there wasn't that different. There wasn't a big difference between the right and left then, like there is now. Mm-hmm. A friend of mine told me about his dad. His dad's a Republican, calls him a rhino.
Right.
And he said that his dad votes on the right. He votes for Trump, or voted for Trump the last 3 times. But his heart because of his faith in Christianity is to help more people. So he's torn at a lot of things. And I see that. Mm-hmm. I mean, I understand where you come off that, you know, why are we closing the border down? We can't help these people. Well, we have to for our safety and for our righteousness in the world and what we do. We have to do things like that. But I understand where people's heart,
the compassionate side,
because Andy's a lot more socially liberal than I am. Is that fair?
Libertarian.
Okay. But I'm a lot more compassionate to other people's problems than you are.
I think I'm more conservative than you, and I think I'm so conservative that I come across as a liberal.
Would you say though that's true, that I'm more compassionate?
Because I am all about I'm trying to think of how to put this. Personal responsibility.
That's the exact word I was going to use.
I am all for personal responsibility, and you get what you give in this world, and somehow I come across as a liberal in thinking that.
But that is you though. I've known this from being with you. I've seen the look on your face when I give a homeless person a $20 bill.
You did this to yourself.
And
your wife has done a wonderful job on you, Andy.
I guess.
Okay, so no, he's always been that way. So that's what I'm saying though. So I understand this friend of mine's dad, how he feels.
I do not feel the same way.
I know you don't, but I feel that way a lot of times about people. I do not. I feel bad, but I also feel like you should help yourself. I hate to see a child that's sick or hungry. I do. I don't like to see an adult that's hungry. I've fed many homeless people many meals in my lifetime just because I feel bad for them when they're hungry. And I can't imagine being hungry and someone's turned back and it's someone's kid out there, and I see that. But I also know that most people on the streets are there because of their own problems. You know, someone the other day, there's Riley the other day, so many percentage of people in my deal live below poverty. Well, that's because a big portion of those people won't get off their ass and do something. Right now in our area, it's booming. We have solar going. We've got nuclear something going. We got some deal nuclear. We got data centers going. Blah. If you want to fucking work and make some money, it's out there to do it. You just got to get off your ass and go get a job. So I don't feel sorry for the people that are in poverty, most of them, but I don't want to see anybody get hungry. So I understand the way this guy feels about that. And it's sad that it's dividing families up.
Yeah.
There's a lot of families that we have a really good friend of ours, very, very good friend of ours, whose brother is a raging liberal. And it's his little brother, and he loves him to death. But he says it's almost where they can't even be around each other anymore. And he says, I try to avoid even bringing anything up. Mm-hmm. I will bite my tongue and apologize or whatever, not say nothing at all, because I don't want to have it's ruining families.
You're right.
Like, what would you do, Tony? Kylie just went off to college. She comes back in 3 fucking months, and she's dating some whack dude liberal kid and gets indoctrinated into that shit.
I'd invite him hunting.
But it happens.
No, it does. It happens
all the
every
time.
day.
And it breaks these families up, and I feel sorry for these families. That I just can't imagine there's been a time in our life where politics was this.
Did you know that your grandparents were how your grandparents voted?
Yeah, they were Democrats.
You did?
Yeah.
You knew that as a kid, or you knew that later on as an adult?
As an adult later on.
But
we didn't talk about it ever.
But back then, Democrats were different.
But either way, like nobody was bringing what side they're on to Christmas.
The first time I remember ever talking about politics ever in school was when I was in 2nd or 3rd grade. It's when Gerald Ford ran against Richard Nixon. It would have been 1976. So I'd have been 8 years old. And so I was probably in 2nd grade. And we did a class vote, and Jimmy Carter won.
That's different. I mean, I can understand a class bringing it forward.
No. But what I'm saying is that was the first time I knew anything really about politics.
Sides?
Was in was the Jimmy Carter Ford. Then I remember in 1980, so I would have been 12 years old in 6th grade, and Rosalind Carter, Jimmy Carter's wife, came to Wichita Falls and did a rally, and I got to go to it. Mm-hmm. But everybody in my household was voting for Ronald Reagan. I remember that. Because I remember Big Ron saying something to me, I can't believe you're going to go watch that bitch up there and talk about, and because Dad was a Ronald Reagan guy. And, but that's the first time I really remember ever my dad talking about he was Ronald Reagan. And I got older, but yes, as a kid, I don't like your kids know a lot about politics.
Way more than I did at that age.
Yeah, I mean, like my favorite story is when the flag blew down and Reese says, "Oh my God, Dad, what are our neighbors going to think?
Democrats.
They're going to think we're Democrats because we don't have a flag in our yard."
Right.
I thought that's great.
I remember our dad telling us when he was a kid, he would go to the hardware store, and all the old men back there was sitting around talking about that were Democrats. We're talking about the same things that the people at his time was talking about as Republicans. About how everything has flipped.
Right.
But is that good or bad? Because
I think it's bad.
Because we flip a lot of things that we say that the Democrats are responsible for, like slavery and stuff like that. Well, the Democratic Party voted for it. And then you say, well, the party's
switched.
flipped. So I don't know. It's good. I don't understand. It's a shame we can't have a third party that really would do what's for us, but the system will never change because all the money in Washington, D.C.
money.
We'll never have term limits. We'll never have a third party. You're just stuck.
Well, the big pharma money is fixing to dry up with the Tylenol.
Yeah, you know, that's crazy too, because I saw a lady last night she was ranting and raving on one of the videos about how Tylenol to sue the federal government. I don't think they can sue the federal government. I don't think you can
I'm not
sue the
saying
federal government.
they're saying acetaminophen.
Well, he said Tylenol.
Yeah, he did say I know he said that, but
who
it's
owns
acetaminophen.
Tylenol? I bet their stock. I'm curious. We'll see what their stock market prices did.
I bet it did go down.
Bristol Myers, I think, owns Tylenol.
Because it's an ibuprofen too, isn't it?
No, that's ibuprofen.
It's ibuprofen.
It's ibuprofen and it's Tylenol. Yeah. In 2023, Johnson & Johnson spun off its consumer health business into a company, Kenvue, which now owns Tylenol.
Is Kenvue publicly traded?
Yes.
So what the stock market price is today?
Is it open?
Yeah, it opened 2.5 hours ago.
It's up.
It's up? Mm-hmm. Well, that don't make no sense.
Because all the Democrats are eating it by the bottle right now.
It hadn't really done much. It's down 20 cents. It was at 17.30. It was at 17.30 and now it's down to 17.62. Let me look at the month. It's down.
From what to what?
20.
So it's lost a third of its value.
I wonder what it did yesterday.
21.19 on August 25th, and it's at 17.61 right now.
25% hit, because they knew this was coming.
16%.
They knew this was coming.
Boy, you know how many congressmen hit it big?
Oh, I'm sure they've all sold
shorts?
that shit. Oh, you know it is.
6 months.
I bet Nancy Pelosi.
6 months is down 24%.
I bet Nancy Pelosi made $10 million on it today.
She probably sold it off over here at
No. She bet on it to go down.
Rebuy it.
No, they
They can
short
bet
it
on the short end.
where it'll end. And I promise you, she's got a lot of that. I mean, you look at it for the last how many years it is. It's been pretty. It's not hasn't went hardly down at all, and now all of a sudden,
it's the lowest it's been in a while. For sure.
And it's going to go down more probably. I bet it's $15 probably by Halloween.
Oh, probably quicker than that if this trend continues.
But she, I'm not going to blame this all on her because it's not her deal. But everybody, I just wonder. I don't think that they can sue the government, and I don't think that Robert F. Kennedy. A lot of people think he's a quack. He's a smart man.
I agree with what he says. But
I don't think he would come out. There's some reason we've got this huge push of autism. I mean, it has to be. It's got to be food. It's got to be something because you just don't have something.
I think it's the vaccines.
It probably is the vaccines.
Now, what are the number of vaccines you have to take now compared to 10 years ago?
I don't know.
Because Mom came out the other day. She was all upset about, you can't tell me that vaccines are doing this. I go, Mom.
You don't need to quote your mother.
Well, she told me, she goes, when I was a kid that we had measles. And I said, back then vaccines were probably good. I said, I think they've hijacked vaccines and they're doing other things with them.
When I was a kid, we took the measles shots. I think you could get polio, the measles. I don't think we had a shot for the mumps. I don't remember.
Right.
But measles and polio, because I got a thing on my arm, and Mama had her back where she got her polio shot in the back.
Right.
Mine was in my arm.
this was before 1995. There was no vaccine schedule for kids.
Before 95?
Yeah.
Wow. So in 30 years, We've gotten now, what do they take, about 25 or 30?
By the time the typical child is 18 years old, they have received 33 vaccine doses.
From 0.
Well, no, they had them, but there wasn't
Doing
a
a
set.
schedule. You didn't have
okay.
to.
It wasn't a set schedule.
What was how many in 1976? How many was the average vaccine for a kid? Do they have that? I bet it's under 6. Measles, German measles.
Whooping cough?
8.
It was 8 diseases: diphtheria,
Yep.
tinnitus, tetanus,
Tetanus.
and pertussis,
I don't have a clue what that is.
polio, measles, mumps, rubella, smallpox.
Was all in one shot?
No, that was
It
just
just
the
said
vaccine.
these were the vaccines.
Okay. One of them was real sweet liquid you drank, and I can't remember what it was. It was pink, and it come in a little deal, and it was it. Mm-hmm. And the rest of them were shots.
Right. So 8, but that's also a different thing because this says 8 diseases. The last one was 33 doses. It didn't say how many
Right.
diseases the 33 doses are supposed to.
So when I was a kid, it was 8 different things basically. So maybe 8 vaccines compared to 33 today.
33 doses. We don't know how many diseases. Like our kids got several doses of the MMR vaccine.
That's what I'm saying, though. They're taking 33
Doses. It's not diseases.
No. I understand
And
that.
how many doses
They're getting-
back in 76?
I don't know.
But what I'm saying is they're getting 33 vaccines they take.
No,
Or doses.
doses.
But 33 injections that they're taking.
yes,
Okay. Compared to 8 when we were kids.
it was 8 diseases. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know if they split it up in the 70s.
Oh, I don't know. I think that I don't.
So you could have gotten 16 for the 8 diseases. I'm not getting that information.
I don't remember taking multiple but I would have been a little kid.
Yeah, a lot of the times you'd get one shot and it'd cover 3.
Right.
So, anyways, that was from 8 to 33.
There's definitely a lot more than there was.
Yes.
Yes.
And there's also been a huge spike in all these problems.
That's
autism
right.
Since then. So it's correlated to something man-made. And maybe it's a mixture. Maybe the vaccine by itself is not bad, but you put that vaccine with this other vaccine and then you've got a
Well,
problem.
here's the deal. What's the increase in cancer since 2020?
Well, that's going to happen. That'll be a bigger study when it gets
Because of the regular,
because of the
COVID vaccine.
Okay, so this is from Children's Hospital of Philadelphia. So in the 40s, this was what you got. This was the diseases that it fought: smallpox, diphtheria, tetanus, and then that one word I can't
You got
say.
one shot, the DTP. Pertussis.
DTP, so basically 2. You got a smallpox vaccination, you got your DTP vaccination.
Okay, so you got 2.
50s, they added polio.
So you're up to 3.
60s, you add the MMR vaccine and measles and mumps.
Okay, I remember getting it. So that's 5 right there.
70s, it looks like it's the same. Well, no, they took out smallpox in the 70s.
So 5. My whole time growing up, we had to have 5.
85 to 94,
You got the Hib was what they added.
the Hib is what they added. 94 to 95, they added Hep B. 2000, they added Hep A and varicella.
Okay.
2005, they added pneumococcal and influenza. But I think that's optional.
Yeah, it is.
That's the flu shot, right?
Yeah, that's the flu shot. 2010, they added the rotavirus. I think we got that for our kids. I don't think we got the flu shot, though. And then right now, it looks the same. But it says right up here, new vaccines. I'm assuming that's for meningitis.
Yeah, meningococcal. I've heard them correct. Their commercial on TV.
And then they discontinued the intranasal influenza vaccine.
Well, there's a lot of them. Okay, we'll get off medicines now. Did you see where in California that Gavin Newsom is, they're not giving nobody permits to rebuild all them homes.
But Section 8 housing.
But there's some developers from India are buying a bunch of that property to build affordable homes there. and they've got some kind of affordable homes that they're building that is like a modular type building that snaps together, and they can have a house in 30 days done for like $500,000.
Really?
Yep. I just saw this the other day. And that's one of the new things they're pushing.
So it's going to take them 20 years to get permits to the people that own the land to build a house.
But
they're
the
going
2
in and
days
building
for
there.
the guys from India that are giving billions of dollars to his campaign fund, probably.
Probably.
Can they not make that federal? Like a federal law that you can't sell land to foreign entities? Like China coming over here to buy everything? Like I thought they just did something like that.
Well,
in Texas.
India, and India's not a problem because they put in truck stops, and all them truckers got to have jobs now.
All the federal regulations have been fast tracked there, but the
In
state
California?
yes, but the state regulations have not.
That's why it's going to haunt Gavin Newsom.
Yeah,
People they're seeing through his shit on that deal
but
anyways.
the rest of it's all illegals that's voting for him anyways.
Well, they said that they're changing the voter calls. That's going to happen. What's crazy is
What we need to do is we need to change the census and get it done before midterm.
yes, I agree with that.
What would that do?
Change it. It'll take a lot of voting
Put about
spots. out of
30 to 50 more seats for the.
It would add?
It would take away 30 to 50 seats
Oh.
from the government, from the Democrats, and put it towards the conservatives.
The state of California would lose like 6 or 7 electoral votes.
Because of the population that left during
Yep.
COVID?
And it
When's
would
the
know
next census supposed to
if
be?
you don't count the you count
the illegals.
You do not count the illegals that's there right now. They count the illegals and put them as
Oh.
part of the total population.
Right.
California would probably be red if you got rid of the illegal votes. Now, some hard-leaning liberal is going to say that's bullshit, but I think they only won like about 2 million votes last time, and that there's about that many on the rolls or more.
I had seen something. So the population of America is what, like 350 million?
Close to it, probably.
You got 50 million people that are here on visas. 55 million is what I saw because Trump said he was going to look at all of them. And then there's another 50 million people that are here illegally.
Yeah.
So 100 million people out of the 350 are either on visas or
28% of our population.
not here at all.
And then how many million are dead that's voting?
Well, and I mean, like, the big problem right now is housing. How many houses are going to open up if we somehow, even if you just got rid of half of the 100 million, 50 million people, like they're all living somewhere. They're not just all under a bridge.
No.
Like that could solve your housing crisis just right there.
Somebody asked me, we had some builders here, and we were talking about that. And he goes, I just don't know how that's going to open up housing. He goes, because you got 18 and 20 to 30 of these people living in one house together. He goes, it's going to open up some housing, but it's not like your regular American family where you got a
Single-family home.
Yeah, that's living there. He said, there's 18 or 20 of these people.
Well, maybe that's true.
It's kind of like the Indian truck drivers.
Okay, you kick out 1 million people, then you'll have 200,000 houses.
Right?
I mean, that's still
Better
a lot of
than
houses.
nothing.
Yeah.
You're going to have how many houses?
Whatever the math works out to. If there's
wouldn't be
20
200,000.
If there's 20 people living in a house and there's 1 million people.
That would be 5,000 houses.
Okay, that's a lot of houses.
more houses than you got now.
And there's not every house has got 20 people.
Right.
Not every illegal family's
The
got
one
20.
next door to Chance does.
Does he really? Yeah. So you see what I'm talking about, though. And it's a group of guys, isn't it?
Yeah.
I bet he hates that
It's
shit.
funny. We went out one night and I took this tailgate off of his truck and went and hid it in the front yard, and he thought it was the guys next door, and he took off around the house with his golf club.
He's gonna
Wait
get his
a
ass
second.
whooped. But
Wait.
okay, there's Tony's friend used to not care about politics, but he does now, don't he?
Yeah.
It's people have had enough of this shit. But there's 20 people living in a house. It's kind of like the Indian.
I said 20. There's probably 10.
but there's
a
bunch
lot of illegals.
Yes, that live in that one house.
Yeah.
And he lives in a nice house.
Yeah,
in a
and
nice
they're not
neighborhood.
Mexicans. I think they're
Well, we wasn't going to get racist, Tony. But go
well,
ahead.
I'm just saying it's
They're from South America somewhere.
Right.
Okay. The Indian truck driver deal. People are raising hell. He just kicked 170,000. We're already short of truckers and stuff. Well, yeah, those people don't follow our rules and our laws. Did you know, and this is very common, that there'll be 3 or 4 guys in one truck?
Yes, you told me that.
And they will drive. And the truck never stops.
Right.
And they'll take turns. They don't even stop. The only time they stop is when they need to get fuel.
gas.
They have a hole in their floorboards, so they shit in the floorboards. Now, and it goes under the truck.
right,
Guy here the other day worked for a trucking company. They will not take a call from a Punjabi driver
right.
because it's all shit and
Shit.
stuff underneath. They said, we won't do it. We won't touch them. And so that's what they're living with.
Right.
You know, and that's what we got on the truck. And we're getting that off the highway. So I think that's a good thing.
It is.
But anyways, back to California. Supposedly this guy wants to build all these tiny homes. So we burn out all these fancy people that were underinsured. They can't get permits to build their house back, but we're going to fast track to make affordable housing everywhere. Everywhere you have Section 8 or affordable housing, your neighborhoods go to shit. Every freaking place. You can't build an apartment complex nowhere without having some Section 8 parts of it because they get guaranteed money from the government.
Well, Jeff, we got to diversify our country.
That's bullshit. That's one of our problems we have. Let the poor people stay with the poor people. Let the wealthy people live in their own areas. The wealthy people's area, work your ass off, get to live in the wealthy area, and you got to worry about crime. I hate to be that way, but that's honest to God truth. You know, that's the reality of the situation. That's why you bust your ass to get out of those areas.
Well, remember Obama said before he got elected, there's 5 days away before they transform the country.
Well, they done
Fundamentally transform.
What's the H-1B thing that they're going after right now?
That's the educated foreign people giving them visas. Like the people Elon
Let's
Musk
say
wants
you're
to go to work for.
an engineer.
Yeah.
Something that we need. This reason why we got to where we are is why did we win the World War II? Because the German
Giving
scientists
visas to the
and the
educated.
Jewish engineers came over here and worked for us.
Right. What's it going to be, $100,000 now?
I don't know. I saw maybe 150,000 to get one.
Right.
But it's going to be companies that are looking for a software
They need
guru,
engineers or
yes.
tech or.
Yeah, you have to do that.
It's not the gardeners coming over
No.
that they're letting in.
And then the people
That's
that
$100,000.
And then what's funny is the people are bitching. Well, who's going to pick my yard or mow my yard? Fucking mow it yourself or
right.
pay somebody. I mean, I feel for these people. I really do. And I would love to see for us to get more migrant people that want to come over here and work. We live in a community that used to have, if you'd came to Knox City 60 years ago in the summertime, there would be all kinds of migrant workers here. In the wintertime, there wouldn't be none here.
They'd go back.
They would go back. We used to have a bunch of watermelon farms here. They'd come in and pick watermelons. We'd have 1,000 migrant workers here for the month of July. By August 15th, they were all gone.
Now, my question is are they letting workers come in right now?
I don't think so. I do not know.
Right.
But you got to go down and get your papers, and then you can come back.
Right.
You're self-deporting.
If you self-deport and then turn around and come back.
They'll let you. If you get your stuff to come over here, they want people to come over.
No,
and go
that's
to work.
what I'm saying. So there's probably a process if they go through it the correct way.
Yes, there are. And we need that. And those people need jobs.
Right.
So it's a win-win. You're not going to go to, like Canada right now and Mexico are trying to do a labor agreement and cut the United States out, which is fine. I don't give two shits. Their problem is they have to have the American consumer to buy their goods.
No, exactly.
They can't survive. The Canadian people, we don't need American products. We can grow our own groceries, blah, blah. You do. But where are you going to work? What you're making, where are you going to sell it at? There's not enough Canadians to buy enough stuff. They have to have the American consumer.
Did you see where Trump blew up another narcotic boat?
No, but I'm all for that.
Yeah. I saw a deal the other day that says something about if you're looking for a job, the Venezuelan Navy's looking for boat pilots.
What he did that pissed me off that thing though was he was talking about the fishermen. He just cannot keep his mouth. He just cannot keep his mouth shut sometimes.
Well, that's nothing new.
No, but he said, the fishermen, they're afraid to go out, afraid they're going to get blow up. So there's not much fishing going on. How he talks and stuff. And I'm thinking, that has nothing to do. Why even bring that up?
No,
just
I agree.
say we are knocking out the narco guys. We're going to keep blowing the narco boats up. It's making it safer for everybody. He should have said the people that are fishing in Venezuela now can fish off the coast and not worry about narco coming and stealing their boats. That's what he should have said. Instead of nobody's even fishing now. There's probably a lot of hungry fishermen. Why don't say that. Help yourself.
He's never been one to shy away from sticking his foot in his mouth.
And I like him. That's what's bad. I really do. But I wish he would help himself a little bit. But can you imagine going and telling him, don't say that? You don't need to say that. Why? Why shouldn't I? They're my people. Well, there's people like me that are your people that voted for you, that really like you and support you. But I don't want you to talk all the time about a lot of stuff. Just let some things go.
Maybe those fishermen are the people running drugs.
Well, they're not doing anything. They're afraid to fish right now because
They're afraid to run drugs.
But like, who's the girl that's his spokesman? I like her, Caroline.
Yeah.
Caroline Levitt.
300,000 people died of fentanyl. I want to know what it is now. Guy here right now just came from Washington, D.C. We got some bunch of veterans here. And I was talking to him at dinner last night. He told me when you go to Washington, D.C., he said, I was at the train station there the other day. He said it looked just like being in a European country. He said, clean, quiet, and safe. He said, completely different than a month ago when he was there.
Why do you think these Democrat governors don't want him cleaning, or mayors don't want them cleaning up the crime?
Employment. Their employment.
Right.
What does that mean?
They're afraid they're going to lose their job.
Because your mother asked me that all the time. Why do these people against they say nobody's getting murdered or nobody,
They don't want to lose.
It's not safe.
Don't lose their job. Me and him were talking about that Baltimore. Baltimore's a terrible place. He said in Baltimore, he says it gets worse and worse. He said, I've been going in and out of D.C. for 30 years. It just has gotten worse and worse every year. And he said the same people are on charge. He said that person will retire and one of their assistants or something takes a job and they're in charge. And he goes, they live high up. They're living in these gated communities.
Chaos so they can
and he goes,
control them.
he says it looked like war zones. He goes, there are neighborhoods in Baltimore, and all big cities are that way. He goes, when you see a show and it shows the burning rubble and the old cars bombed out in the road, he says it looks just like that shit.
When I went through Chicago that time, it was like that.
Yeah, he said it's neighborhoods and neighborhoods that shit. He goes, but the person that's the alderman for there or whoever's the congressman for there, they don't live there. They may have an office there with bars all around it. They don't live there. They live in a nice neighborhood. They don't worry about that kind of shit. They can walk their dog at 10 o'clock at night and don't worry about nobody hurting them. But they keep those people with a thumb on them. But he said they just keep voting for them all the time. Right. Like Maxine Waters, her district shithole. What happens? They just keep voting her in. And they're going to do it over and over again. Just like Ronnie Jackson, our congressman, he'll get reelected because he's a Republican here. But there's somebody running against him, and I hope they give him a run. He's been there, 8 years now? 6 years.
2020.
6 years he's been there. It's time to go. You told us term limits right here in our podcast. You said, I'm all for term limits, but you don't ever bring it up once they get elected.
They're not going to.
No, and they never will. Kind of like our governor or our senator. We're going to get a choice between Ken Paxton and John Cornyn. I hope Ken Paxton wins. And to be honest with you, I wish there was somebody completely new that had nothing to do with it at all. But John Cornyn has done nothing for us.
Not according to his commercials.
He's such a dick. But if he runs as a Republican, he's going to win. The Democrats can't win. They got further apart the last election, and he will win. John Cornyn will win. Beto is. I just can't imagine. Can you imagine giving money to Beto's? How much money has he lost over his last 4 elections he's ran and got beat on? But Cornyn's going to run, and he's going to win. Jasmine Crockett may try to run against him or one of them, but he'll win the election.
What's going to happen with this Act Blue with him cracking down on that?
With all the money that these people are getting, they should be out of money.
I would think.
That's why Antifa has disappeared, because they don't have the funding they were getting anymore.
Now they're the terrorist organization.
What do you think about that, Andy?
What?
They made Antifa a terrorist organization, which means
everywhere they went, it was destruction.
I agree. So now, are we going to go to Portland and yank them off the road and arrest them now?
They need to be.
They should be. I can't believe
they should have been arrested when they first started that shit up.
I can't believe that there is neighborhoods that they just let this shit go by. The poor people in Oregon, and we've got a lot of listeners in Oregon, and they talk about this. Can you imagine? They just let them get by with shit because there's so many people live in Portland that are that fucking stupid.
Mm-hmm. Once again, I'm for personal responsibility.
Well, what would you do if you lived in Portland?
Move?
Try to move.
Of course you would.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, if everybody agrees that this place should be the utopia for the left and we should burn shit down, well, fucking go ahead. Whatever. I don't give a shit. Burn the motherfucker.
But you would if you lived there.
I wouldn't live there.
But let's say that, and this is what happens is you've got people that have lived there their whole life that love it up there. Weather's beautiful. They've got a nice family business they've had forever. And this is just kind of taken the place over the last 6 to 8, 10 years.
I'm sympathetic.
Okay. And it's time to get out of there. But now your business or your home is worth a third of what it was worth because of all this shit. And you can't sell nothing. You're stuck there. That's like these people that live in the ghettos, these older couples. They've lived there the whole life. They raised their kids, did everything. And around them, the neighborhood circled around them and it deteriorated. And they have nothing.
But do you think that those homes will ever be worth anything?
When we were in Detroit in October, you could tell they had taken some places, beautiful homes, and they're starting to people are regentrifying them, and they'll come back and they'll be worth a lot of money, but they probably before them people survive it, before it all happens.
Get out of there.
It'd be like the conservative cops that live in Minneapolis or New York, you know.
Those are leaving, taking jobs everywhere else. Yeah. The suburb cop jobs are real popular. That guy that's the mayor of Minneapolis is a total tool bag. That guy's an idiot. And Tim Walz, if I was the Republican Party, I would give Tim Walz a microphone everywhere he goes. I'd let him talk all day long. You know, it's funny. Kamala come out now and said that Pete Buttigieg basically was too gay to be her running mate.
Oh, really?
She said that she just could not pick a gay. She wanted to pick Buttigieg, but America was not ready for a black president and a gay vice president.
Right.
So he was too gay for her. Well, that pissed the gay people off. So he's not good enough for you. I don't think America has a problem with electing someone that's gay. I don't care if you're gay or straight.
I bet it would.
You wouldn't vote for
No, but
a gay dude?
I'm saying as I would.
Okay, there's 3 people in here.
But my grandfather that's a Democrat, you're definitely not going to get him, I don't think. I think that generation of
He was
They voted for
Democrat.
Obama.
Right, but I mean, we didn't know that he was.
He's
we
the
didn't,
first
gay
gay
guy.
president
we
we
didn't know
had.
that he was gay at the time. Just had an ugly wife. But I think that kind of that baby boomer generation, you would definitely lose them.
They've already left the Democratic Party anyways, though.
Yeah, they're still holding on hope.
Well, they got a lot of hope, but it ain't happening. But you think that would even further divide them?
Yes.
More. Okay. But would he have voted for a black woman?
I think so.
But why didn't he?
If she was she wasn't qualified.
That's the word nobody ever wants to talk about from their side.
DEI.
Yeah. What's crazy is you tell me she wasn't more qualified than Trump. She did this, and that. He used to be president of the United States. I think
Right.
he's got the qualifications on her already. But so she said that, and I think that's going to hurt her later on down the road. Just like Gavin Newsom, he's screwed because of his comments he's made about transgenders. So the hardline liberal, way far left wacko is not going to vote for him because of that.
You're going to find someone like Shapiro or
And she
one of
said
those
she
governors.
wouldn't vote. She wouldn't have him because he's Jewish, right?
something like that.
And I can't remember what she said about him too. She basically in her book threw mud at everybody that was running against her.
Left with Tim Walz.
And he's in such a meathead. I'd let him talk all day long. He'd put his foot in his mouth worse than I would.
I think the left kind of says that about Trump.
Let him talk.
Let the motherfucker talk.
Well, but he just keeps winning. But his
He'll
base,
dig his own hole.
Yeah, but he can't run again.
I know.
That's what's funny is they're all the time. Well, she would beat Trump, and Trump can't run. J.D. Vance is going to be the next president. And J.D. Vance has really done a really good job and seems to be a very strong vice president.
He had a good speech the other night.
He does a very good job, and they can't say, well, he comes from money.
No,
He come from a shitty life, has made something of himself. He's the American dream. He's married to a lady that's an immigrant, I guess. Her family was at one time.
Mm-hmm.
I did see someone come out. Didn't come out. We're talking about it, and I think it was maybe Bernie Sanders. I read an old quote was talking about the Japanese internment camps, and said he understood why they had them. No, it was not. It wasn't Bernie Sanders. It was Dr. Seuss. Because I was doing a deal on Dr. Seuss the other day, and he said that he agreed. He said they just mutilated us at Pearl Harbor, and we're supposed to act like these are our neighbors. He said you can't do that. You've got to you got to keep your sword sharp and put people until you find out what you're dealing with. And I still don't have a problem with them doing that. It's different than the world we live in today.
It's all good until it's your side that's getting locked up.
It was a big difference in 1941 and 2023.
I agree, but what if the Irish did it?
What are you talking about?
The Irish somehow bombed Pearl Harbor, and then they just start rounding up all.
Andy, the Irish don't even have a navy. I know what you're saying.
Pick a country. Pick a country of origin.
I'm with you on Irish. But
Pick a country of origin.
How long did they keep them locked up for?
I have no idea.
I don't think the internment camps were open for 5 years.
Sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, you have no friends in war.
No.
How long?
There were somewhere in New Mexico. I know.
42 to 45.
3 years.
The last official. The last of the War Relocation Authority camps officially closed in 1946, and the last internment camp closed in 1948. 5 or 6 years, roughly.
Well, interesting times. All right, we got another podcast.
Yes.
10 o'clock.
10 minutes.
Tony, thank you for being on here. Thanks
for
for
having
giving
me.
everybody any other tips besides the lug nut you would like to tell everybody?
I'm sure I've got some, but I can't think of them.
Watch
right
out for rattlesnakes if you're in Texas. They're moving. I think
Yeah,
it was
no
so
doubt.
wet, and I think it was so wet in the spring and summer that and it's that time of year, obviously, but I think things have dried up so bad in our area that they're starting to move. What'd you see?
Trump addresses world leaders on immigration at UN. Your countries are going to hell.
now. No, I do got a shout out.
One shout out.
To all the golfers that golf in Graham, Texas, I want to say thank you. I drove by yesterday and honked at a group of 8 while they were teeing off, and every one of them signaled to me that I was number 1.
That's
Gave
Tony
you the-
Stanfield. His cell number is 940.
Good day.
Jerry's give Jerry the
No
give
doubt.
Jerry's phone number out.
Yeah, no doubt. All right. Thank y'all for listening to us. God bless you. Have a great day.
Bye bye.